Welcome to this special broadcast. This is Sarah Konyak. I'm at Camp Hebron, the headquarters of NSCN-IM near Dimapur. And joining me is the veteran Naga leader, Mr. Thuingaleng Muivah, who is the General Secretary of the NSCN-IM. Sir, welcome to Northeast Live. So let me start with the Indo-Naga Peace Talks have come a long way, from independence to sovereignty and now to shared sovereignty. Yeah. Can you explain to our viewers what do you exactly mean by shared sovereignty, and also whether Government of India and your government is on the same page on the issue of shared sovereignty?
Now, in the long course of the talks, both sides realized the necessity of sharing with each other. Because, our history is clear. At the same time, the difficulties on their side is also clear to us. And so, situation demanded. And in some way or other, we'll have to take step. And of course, since from the Indian side, they have officially acknowledged that Naga history is unique. Nagas were never under the Indians, either by consent of themselves or by military force used during Nehru's time. No. And so, our history is unique. Therefore, solution must also be unique. And when we say this, they said, you are too tough. No, I'm not tough. Nagas are not lost people. We have our history. They have come to realize. And not only that, since the Nagas were not under the Indians or under anyone, our sovereignty also lies with us. And so they got stuck off. But, they also afterwards frankly admitted, yes, you have right. Your history is clear to us. But, Mr. Muivah, Government of India they have, on their side also, they have their own difficulties, a lot of difficulties. And so it will be a problem. See, and we cannot ignore the difficulties they face now. So it becomes a matter of negotiation. How to find the way, the best way, to come closer to each other. Okay. So you get the point?
Right, sir.
Okay.
Right, sir. So was a separate flag and constitution part of the historic framework agreement? And will you agree to signing the peace accord even if Government of India does not agree for a separate Naga flag and constitution?
No. If the Indian government would not accept our national flag and constitution, we will not. Why? Because since our history is unique and clear, yes, our sovereignty can no longer be questioned, and our history can no longer be questioned. So that means the Nagas have every right to have their own constitution, their own flags. And allow me to say that this is the covenant between God and the Naga people, that Nagaland shall be for Christ. Now, this is the the commitment given to God by Naga people. Thousands have laid down their life. How is it that we have to dishonor it? We cannot now. And so, since our history is clear, and sovereignty is also clear, from the Indian side, the Constitution of India cannot, the Constitution of Nagaland cannot be questioned anymore, because our history is clear. And national flag is also clear because, when we don't have, identities of our own existence. That is the problem, you know. So identity, why we say identity? Yes, we have our national flag. We have to have our constitution. These are our identities. Because in a democracy, sovereignty lies with the people. Now, in India, sovereignty lies with the Indians. In Nagaland, sovereignty lies with the Naga people. So we have the right to have our own constitution, to have our own flag. Okay.
Sir, so in clear words, does that mean that NSCN-IM, your government, will not sign the peace accord if Government of India fails to agree upon the separate flag and the constitution?
You know, we don't see logical conclusion there. Why? Because the unique history of the Nagas is officially recognized, you know? Yes. And so, the unique history of the Nagas, since it is clear enough, our sovereignty lies with us. So it can no longer be questioned. The right, I mean the sovereignty of India, yes, theirs. Ours, because we were never under the Indians, you know. So since we have respected them, yes, equally they have to respect. That is our obligation. That is the meaning now. So there is no other way for them to make their own escape.
Right, so stretching more on that, the Government of India seems to be clear on the stand as well on the flag and the constitution. So in case Government of India fails to agree upon the flag and the constitution, is your government preparing or looking forward for an alternative way?
You know, from the Indian side, they have to have the obligation to respect the Naga's right. Why? Because our history is unique. We were never under them. Therefore, there is nothing wrong on the part of the Nagas to go on insisting on their own right, I mean flag, constitution and others. Because it is not an imposition on the part of the Indian government. But by virtue of our history, they have recognized. So that is the meeting point now. We will respect them, let them also respect us equally. That is the only way to have peaceful coexistence. Okay, yes.
So your government have claimed that opportunists, detractors, opponents, and are now claiming stake in the ongoing peace process when the solution is near. Who are they? And also, is your government ready to sign the peace accord with those people or with those groups?
Well, in this matter, Indians are also to be careful enough. Otherwise, you know, there will be tendency to get themselves spoiled. Why? Because the unique history of the Nagas is clear. We have signed. Why should then they seek solution with others? Does it not amount to betraying us on their part? See? And so, the history is clear. Naga history is clear. Nagas were never under the Indians, either by conquest of the Indian armed forces or by consent of the Nagas themselves. That is very clear, quite clear. So, therefore, solution must also be unique. Of course, they said, Mr. Muivah, you are too tough. No, I am not tough. That is the history of the Nagas. See? And yes, you're right. So, agreement is there, commitment is there. No? There can be no other way to make justification of themselves. No? Facts are there already. No? So it is not our intention to go on criticizing, no. But since they have respected the history of the Nagas, we too must respect them. The way they have respected us now. So I think on our part, we are rationally dealing with them. We feel. So thank you.
So, you have been very steadfast on your demand for a greater Nagalim. In the backdrop, what do you think about the demand of the Eastern Naga People's Organization for a separate Eastern Nagaland state or the frontier Nagaland?
Basically, now, allow me to say like this. Now, they have been a free Naga, the Naga people, free. Now, how is it that they have to demand a state from the Indian government? Say from the Indian. Now, I don't see proper logic there. Clerical conscience is not, how am I to say, it's not proper on their part. Now, they are free people. All of us respected them now. And so let them be free. We'll respect them. And if they want, to be free now, we'll stand for them. We'll support them. They have been our brothers since time immemorial. Now, how could we keep ourselves separated from each other again? So, their issue is not basing on history, but unfortunately, in the state, Nagaland state, perhaps they were not happy. Probably they felt that they were ill-treated. And that was the reason. Otherwise, there is no political basis. There is no justification. Say, when I'm not happy, am I to go and demand state or district, leaving the history of the Nagas clear? And so, if one does not realize the danger of self-destruction, there is a problem, Thank you.
The framework agreement is supposed to be the outline of the peace accord. The framework agreement is supposed to be the outline of the peace accord. So according to you, how much has government of India deviated from this framework agreement to the peace accord?
We have been talking for the last 20 or more years now. Yes, in many cases, we have come closer to each other, respecting each other's difficulties, right also. So they cannot blame us, and we cannot blame them also, why we have come after this now. Mostly the proposals were from their side, because they have agreed officially the sovereign right of the Nagas. And so, though they have officially acknowledged this, the problem is that they have their own difficulties. And to what extent can we appreciate the difficulties? This also cannot be ignored or cannot be sidelined. So, we have the obligation to understand them. Yes. So we started appreciating their difficulties. Yes, in the agreement, your difficulties are also to be appreciated. Yes. In the agreement, the unique history of the Nagas must be acknowledged. The sovereign right of the Nagas must be acknowledged in the agreement. And your difficulties will also be appreciated. the last proposer came. Now, you know, they said, well, yes, now almost it is nearing. I mean, the final end, almost, I know, only 2-3 issues are there. In most cases, no? We have appreciated their difficulties and we have come very close to them. And they cannot simply ignore that. You know, our history is unique. Our sovereignty is clear. No? Yes, officially, no? They accepted. No? How is it that they have to twist the matter this way or that way? The sovereign right of the Naga is clear. Unique history also clear. No? And so, in addition to that, Nagas, now we realize some sort of obligation we have towards them because their difficulties we cannot ignore. And so, to understand their difficulties and to be realistic, no? Yes, we try to understand them for so long now, and we have come so close now. Yes, and so after understanding each other, framework agreement is signed in the presence of Prime Minister. Okay, there in the agreement, the term inclusive, and the lasting peaceful coexistence of the two entities. That you will find there. Okay. So they started interpreting that the term inclusive, and all the Nagas will have to be part of the Indian Union. Nagas have to be inclusive in the Indian Union. That is how they interpreted. We taught them now. The term inclusive means, since we have been talking, basing on the basis of shared sovereignty. Yes, you have acknowledged our sovereignty, our unique history. Then, of course, your difficulties we have started appreciating now. And so most of the proposers' points coming from your side, we have accepted. And so, yes, he said. So, all the competencies mutually agreed upon must be inclusive in the agreement. That is the meaning. Not that Nagas will be under the Indian Union. No. That cannot be interpreted that way. See, our history is unique. We have agreed. Basing on that, it is this. So there is a gap. So, you said inclusive? Yes. Almost all the parties must also be inclusive. Yes, we said. But this NNPGs, we gave statement, open statement during Mr. Isaac Chairman was with us. So all the Nagas must understand each other. We have forgiven your mistake. Please forgive our mistake also. Now time has come for us to seek honorable solution. So, come on. We have to be one and work out the honorable solution. After 1 or 2 days, press release in the paper, they said, no, we are seeking solution only for Nagaland state. See, now. And so, those people being used by you, they have rejected. No, not by us. But by those people, you know, whom you have used them now, they could not say anything. Okay. So, inclusive, we are ready. But those people who are on your side, no, they don't want to be inclusive. So, have you understood that? You have to view the issue from right perspective. So it is this we have explained. And not only that, Nagas in Manipur also, Nagas in Assam also, in Arunachal, Nagaland state, in Burma also. No? All the Nagas must be inclusive in the solution, in the talks, okay? Because separate talks with the Nagas in Manipur, separate solution with the Nagas in Manipur, and in the same way, separate talks with the Nagas in Assam or in Arunachal or Nagaland state. That should not be the way. All Nagas must be integrated, and they all must be inclusive. And so when we say the term inclusive, all Nagas must be a party to the talks. So in the conclusion, I mean in solution also. But it does not mean that Nagas, all Nagas will have to be inclusive in the Indian Union. No. But in the talks, in seeking solution, that is the meaning. How could you interpret the meaning that way again? It is this will explain. So there is the gap. There is the gap. We have taught them now. No. We have taken necessary steps, taking into serious considerations of your difficulties or of your rational view also. But if you are going to interpret in the process this way again, sorry, there will be no meeting point. The way you have given ultimatum to us, we will never accept. We can never accept. How many proposals you gave us, and how many of them we have, understood each other? Only one or two are there. Is it not enough for you to understand that Nagas are ready, prepared to understand and share with you your difficulties? So, the problem is not with the Nagas, but with you. Sometimes you Indians are also behave like this. Of course, they may not like to hear me also sometimes now, but we are also sometimes compelled to talk. So we have also, had the patience enough. Of course, they also appreciated that. And so we have come out to this now. Are we not taking positive steps? You gave the proposal now on the basis of shared sovereignty. Solution will have to be worked out. Now you said that at last we accepted. Yes, we have to appreciate the difficulties also. So many steps we have taken. Now, when did we betray you? No. So it is this. In the past also not the Nagas. Now also not the Nagas. In the future also Nagas will never betray their commitment to you. Okay? I said, you are so tough. They said, no. And so, one day I said, every night they said, yes, Mr. Muivah, you are right, but you are too tough. They said, no, I'm not too tough. I'm a good man, I said. They also laugh, I also laugh. That is the only occasion we laugh at each other, okay? Yes. So, I don't blame them. If they blame me now, we'll do the response again.
Do you, after the appointment of interlocutor for Naga Peace, Mr. Arvind Ravi, as the governor of Nagaland, do you think talks have been downgraded from the Prime Minister's level to the governor's level? And you, along with your chairman, had also written a letter to the Prime Minister on this issue. Have you received any response from Government of India?
You know, we have told them the level of the talks will have to be at the highest without any precondition. No? Now you are forgetting your own commitment. You are not honoring your own commitment. No? At the Prime Minister level, no? But a governor cannot represent the Prime Minister. Governor is for law and order issue, not for political. And how is it that you have to reduce Naga issue to make it, say, law and order issue of India? Nah? Is that the way you have to deal? You know? So they were silent. They were silent. Nah? So, you know, Mr. Ravi, some days back, there in Dimapur, no? Informal talks we had. I told him, many Nagas are now, you know, not happy because you are governor now. How can governor represent the Prime Minister? Governor deals with law and order issues, no? But it is pure and simple political issue between two separate people. And so how? Why? So this is the problem now, from our side. No? Yes, but you know, I'm still the negotiator. I said, yes, that is what you still claim now, but sorry, things are like this now. We have told him. He was not also happy, but I don't want to say about this thing. And so, Mr. Ravi, from your side, from the highest level, ultimatum is given to us. Because you have told us the other day, there must be agreement within 3 months' time. And all Nagas will have to be, say, in the Indian Union. They say it, no? No, that is the ultimatum. We cannot accept that. No? Bases are already clear. How is it that you have to talk this way? Sorry. No, we have been respecting you, even coming up to this. No? How is it that you have to use that kind of attitude? No, we will not accept. We will not accept. You know, Nagas, we are clear about our history. We have never been under anyone. Even the British attempted to do their best. No, they could not. Indians, of course, they could not. How is it that we are to be treated this way in the end? We have respected your difficulties, appreciated. We have come up to this. So, is it the way for you to treat us this way? Don't chase us away. It will be difficult for you to call us back. They do. No, we have told.
Many Christmas have gone by. Can we hope to see a new dawn this Christmas, 2019 Christmas, with the accord in place in Nagaland?
Yeah. Well, if other groups are there willing to accept, say, the solution we have been seeking for, no?
Basing on the framework agreement.
Yes, that's up to you. That's how you. If they come to be a party to it, now, yes, we'll not reject them. But the terms and conditions, as agreed upon, must be this. Yes. Mr. Ravi says yes. And so there is no confusion. But you know, those NNPGs now, what is their agreement? What are the points? Have they really respected the history of the Nagas? No, see? So there is a problem. We have told the Indians, time and again, we are not lost people. We have our history. This is our history. If we are going to respect the history of the Nagas, yes, there. We are now here. Come on. And so, how is it that you are dealing with them this way? They are using them to undermine the process with us. Now, that will be your mistake. No. Don't create problems which you can never solve. Warn them. Yes, so that is our position. So, in the final stage, we will also be careful enough. At the same time, what possible step will be most, rational or say positive? No? That of course we have to see. No? But the basic right, basic entities of the Nagas, identities of the Nagas, no? We cannot compromise. No? So our constitution, our national flag, now how can we? Now, peaceful coexistence, we say it now. Peaceful coexistence. So these two will have to have peaceful coexistence. Now, yes. Without identities, no. So you mean to say that peaceful coexistence of the two entities, you mean that we will be under the Indian Constitution and under the Indian flag? Sorry. It's peaceful coexistence of the two entities. No? Nagas will have their flag. Nagas will have their constitution. In the same way, Indians also, let them have this. No? We will respect each other and there will be peaceful coexistence. No? This is this. Do not interpret your commitment this way or that way. No. No. So, yeah, sometimes they say yes, silent now, but sometimes they are also Indian. What to do? You know, it is like this. No? Anyway, you know, the nature of confrontation is clear, and they cannot blame us anymore. They cannot blame us anymore. So if they don't, if they want to go back upon their own commitment, the framework agreement, that will be their mistakes. Framework agreement, that is signed in the presence of Prime Minister. How is it that Prime Minister, will have to give almost an ultimatum like this? Of course, we don't feel very bad. No. We will have respect for them. At the same time, if they don't respect the history of the Nagas and our rights, our identities, sorry, there will be no meeting point. We are Nagas. You are Indians, we respect you. You can have your constitution, you can have your flag. In the same way, we will have our constitution, we will have our flag. Why? History is clear. And you have officially admitted. So, The problem is not with us, it is with you. Remember, we have come so close. See? Talking more than 20 years now. And still, at the end, you won't betray us this way. Tell your Prime Minister, this kind of ultimatum we will never accept. So we have told. But they said, no, this is not ultimatum, Mr. Muivah. This is not ultimatum. We have to find out the best way, because solution must be there. That is what Mr. Ravi said. No. Yes, you say solution must be this, he said. Even within 1 or 2 months, we can. But the problem is with you, not with us. We told them, And so that is the last word.